Just after midnight in California, something happened that instantly sent the internet into a frenzy. Britney Spears, one of the most iconic pop stars in the world, had just been placed under arrest. According to reports from authorities in Ventura County, the 44-year-old singer was taken into custody on suspicion of a DUI late Wednesday night. Within hours, the story exploded across entertainment news, leaving fans stunned and asking the same question: is Britney heading into another crisis? The arrest reportedly happened quietly. No dramatic police chase, no flashing cameras at the scene, just a sudden cite and release booking, meaning Britney was processed and then released early the next morning. But even without a major spectacle, the news spread like wildfire. Because when it comes to Britney Spears, nothing is ever just a small headline. For decades, the pop icon has lived a life that feels almost impossible to believe. Global superstardom, public breakdowns, a controversial 13-year conservatorship that the entire world watched unfold, and finally, a moment of freedom that millions of fans celebrated. But now, just a few years after that freedom was won, another troubling moment has appeared. And that's not all. Around the same time the arrest reports surfaced, fans noticed something else strange happening online. Britney's Instagram, the platform where she shares nearly every detail of her life, suddenly vanished. No explanation, no goodbye post, just gone. Naturally, speculation exploded overnight. Some fans believe this arrest could simply be an unfortunate mistake. Others think it might signal something much deeper happening behind the scenes. And a few are wondering whether the people closest to Britney are already preparing to step in again. Because if the past has taught us anything, it's this: whenever a new Britney headline appears, there's almost always a much bigger story hiding underneath. And what happened next only made the situation even more complicated. But what actually happened that night is where the story starts to get even stranger. Late on the evening of March 4th, deputies in Ventura County reportedly stopped a vehicle driven by Britney Spears. According to arrest records, the pop icon was taken into custody on suspicion of a DUI. For a star whose every move is usually surrounded by cameras, the arrest itself was surprisingly quiet. No chaotic paparazzi footage, no dramatic scene outside a nightclub, just a routine traffic stop that quickly turned into a headline seen around the world. Authorities processed Spears under what's known as a cite and release. In simple terms, she was booked and then released shortly afterward without being held in custody overnight. By the early morning hours of March 5th, Britney was already out. Still, the story spread like wildfire once the news broke. Entertainment outlets rushed to confirm the details, with reports saying Spears is now expected to appear in court on May 4th to address the incident. And while the arrest itself shocked fans, the response from her team only made people more concerned. A representative for Spears called the situation an unfortunate incident that is completely inexcusable. They added that Britney plans to comply with the law and take the proper steps moving forward. But the statement also hinted that something deeper might be happening behind the scenes. According to the rep, those closest to her are now discussing a plan to help support her well-being moving forward. For longtime followers of Britney's story, that wording immediately raised eyebrows, because talk of plans, support, and people stepping in has a very complicated history in Britney's life. And as the news continued to spread, fans began connecting this moment to another strange development that had happened almost at the exact same time. Her social media suddenly disappeared. But as shocking as the arrest sounded, something else happening at the same time made fans even more uneasy. Because right when the news about Britney Spears started spreading online, people noticed something strange. her Instagram was suddenly gone. For years, Britney's Instagram had been her main connection to the world. It was where she posted everything: dancing videos in her living room, emotional messages to fans, and sometimes cryptic captions that left people trying to decode what she really meant. So when the account suddenly disappeared without warning, the internet immediately went into detective mode. Fans started asking questions. Did Britney delete it herself? Was it taken down? Or was someone else involved? No clear answer ever came. And that mystery only fueled even more speculation, especially because her social media had already been sparking intense conversations online for months. Some of her videos had gone viral for all the wrong reasons, with viewers debating whether the pop star seemed happy, stressed, or something else entirely. Some supporters insisted everything was being blown out of proportion. They argued that after years of living under strict control, Britney was simply enjoying her freedom and expressing herself however she wanted. But others weren't so sure. Rumors began circulating across fan forums and entertainment blogs, suggesting that people close to Britney had grown concerned about her well-being. None of those claims were ever officially confirmed. Still, the timing of everything, the arrest, the sudden disappearance of her Instagram, and the wave of online speculation made the situation feel even more mysterious. And that's when many fans started pointing to a bigger question. Because to understand why every new headline about Britney feels so intense, you have to go back to the chapter of her life that changed everything. The moment she finally broke free from a system that controlled her life for more than a decade. To understand why this latest headline feels so heavy, you have to go back to the moment the world believed everything was finally about to change for Britney Spears. In 2021, after years of public battles and the viral #FreeBritney movement, a judge in Los Angeles officially ended the 13-year conservatorship that controlled nearly every aspect of her life. For millions of fans, it felt like the ending of a long and painful chapter. For the first time in over a decade, Britney was finally free to make her own decisions about her career, her money, and even simple everyday choices that most people take for granted. The moment sparked celebrations across social media, with supporters believing the pop icon was about to enter a brand new era. But what happened after that freedom arrived wasn't exactly what people expected. Instead of a huge comeback tour or a major music return, Britney's life seemed to take a far quieter and sometimes confusing direction. Her social media became more personal, more emotional, and at times deeply cryptic. Some posts sounded like Britney finally speaking her truth after years of silence. Others hinted at painful memories from the past that she still hadn't fully processed. At one point, she even wrote that she felt incredibly lucky to even be alive after what she experienced during that period of her life. Statements like that immediately caught fans' attention. Many started wondering just how much trauma the singer was carrying after more than a decade under legal control. And while Britney often celebrated her newfound freedom, her posts also revealed something else: a growing sense of distance from the people who had once been closest to her. Because the conservatorship may have ended in court, but the emotional fallout from it was far from over. But even after the conservatorship ended, the tension surrounding Britney Spears didn't disappear. In many ways, it actually got more intense. Because once Britney finally had the freedom to speak openly, she didn't hold back about the people she believed had hurt her the most: her own family. Over the past few years, Britney has posted several emotional messages online calling out relatives who were involved during the conservatorship. While she didn't always mention names directly, fans quickly connected the dots to her father, Jamie Spears, who oversaw the conservatorship for years. Britney has also shared frustrations about her mother, Lynn Spears, and her younger sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. In one particularly emotional post, Britney wrote about how people in her family claimed they were trying to help her, while she felt they were actually isolating her and making her feel completely alone. She even said something that stopped fans in their tracks. Britney wrote that she believes she's incredibly lucky to even be alive after what she experienced during that period of her life. Statements like that immediately caught fans' attention. Many started wondering just how much trauma the singer was carrying after more than a decade under legal control. And while Britney often celebrated her newfound freedom, her posts also revealed something else: a growing sense of distance from the people who had once been closest to her. Because the conservatorship may have ended in court, but the emotional fallout from it was far from over. But even after the conservatorship ended,